That's what we're going. We're going to touch the faith chapter very briefly, and then we'll spend a lot of time. Excuse me, a lot of time on auto suggestion. Last week, I gave you a rousing talk about the faith chapter, and if this is your first time here with me in this class, it's different. I'll say it's different. I'll let you use all the other adjectives, okay? I'm going to surmise the faith chapter real quick with some stuff that I did not bring out last week on purpose. And I'm going to give you 5 things, but I'm going to put them in chat in order to make it go faster because I really want to go into auto suggestion. Who is Renee's ambassador? Who has Renee? Is that Michelle? Renee's Michelle? Okay. Let's see. So she's not here to take her beautiful notes. All right. Did everyone see what I just put there? All right. There we go. Okay. In case if you got to hear, you can bring over here. Okay. We got people calling in, and all of you are here. There we go. So I am grateful for all of you. I hear some feedback. Who's got some feedback? No feedback? Okay, cool. All right, let's roll. There are a few things. Who's that? Renee's here. Okay, Renee, come on, get on your note taking. I'm just joking. Okay. I'm just joking. All right, here we go. Remember, last week, actually, let's do it this way. Tell me what I said last week about faith and your role in it and Napoleon Hill's take on it. Anybody, doesn't matter. Let's see if you retain some information. Go for it. Faith. Go ahead.
You talked about how faith is not really, faith is what we learned if we are in a spiritual sector, but not really the way Napoleon Hill described faith. Faith to him was really believing what you said you desired, and not the, oh, I hope I get this and I'm gonna have faith and not do anything. So it's really believing, but then going to do it so that you can get it.
Okay, that's fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, I got you.
Okay. You said it takes 0% faith to win. It takes 100% billion faith to keep going.
Okay, all right. So now we got some notes. We got Grace from memory, Deanna from notes. Who took notes last week? I want to say something from your notes. There we go. All right, there we go. I'm sorry, I had myself muted. We got Grace with the
I got everything. So tell me
memory, Deanna with the notes. All right, Renee, just give me some highlights. Don't read every last one of your notes. Give me some highlights.
All right. Let's see. Hold up. 1 second, scrolling. So.
And while she's looking for that, if this is your first time home, this is a very interactive class, but I can assure you that it's not what you think. I've been reading Thinking Grow Rich since 2008, at least twice a year, some years 50, 60 times a year. All right, let's go, Renee.
Okay, we had started with Deanna's burning desire quote with wishing will not bring riches, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning ways and means to acquire riches and backing those plans up with persistence, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. And we went into like a whole conversation off of that about vibrations and that there are no words, which Antonio says there are no words. Everything's a vibration. I'm working on believing it. Hold on. So words aren't real. You're just vibrating what it is. And we were talking about the source of everything is experiencing belief. And we're talking about like overflow, like you have to go under the window to collect what you expected. You need to go ready to collect what's coming out of the overflow. You can't just be like, yeah, there's overflow, and if it's God's will, it's for me or whatever. You have to go expecting it. What else are we talking about? Opportunity is not kind to procrastinators. Yeah, Antonio, 6 steps to thinking wealth. You want those 6 real quick?
Sure.
Summary. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. This must be an exact and definite. Number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give up for what you desire. Number 3, establish a definite date for when you intend to possess the money you desire. Number 4, create a definite plan for carrying out this plan. Begin it once, whether you're ready or not. 5, write it out. Write the amount of money you intend to acquire and the time limit which you intend to achieve it. State what you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan in which you intend to accumulate. And 6 is read your written statement aloud twice daily. Read it once before retiring at night and when you arise in the morning. As you read it, see it, feel it, and believe yourself already in possession of it.
All that sounds great. No, that's good notes. That's good notes. No. Appreciate you. No, that's good job. Just good job. Now, you brought up trying to believe that words are, I said last week that there's no such thing as words. There's not. There's just no such thing as words, ladies and gentlemen. You're not using words. You're using vibrations. Your vocal cords are able to turn those vibrations into sounds. Your eardrums are able to turn those sounds into something you can interpret. And then your interpretation, which lives inside of your brain, understands language. Language only exists inside of the human mind, and they all come from vibration. I'll do that again. There's no such thing as words. The words that are coming, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That was a bad Chris Tucker impression, but you get the point, though. That's rush out, right? Okay. Those are not words. Those are vibrations. The vocal cords, they vibrate. The vibration happens to your microphone. From your microphone to your eardrums, it's all vibration, but language exists in the mind. Therefore, it is a frequency that is interpreted by the mind. But the mind only cares about the vibration. This is why you get what you speak when you back it up with emotion. Okay, there you go. So when you keep saying, I'm trying, you're also saying, do me a favor and let me try really hard and get really close. And right before I succeed, have something happen to it so I get to try all over again. That's how that works. Okay, that's why rich people don't try. Okay, so I put some notes here for you, but let's get some more feedback from yesterday. We're getting ready to go on a auto suggestion, and I have different chapters because I read the original version of the book, and I read the original version and I teach this version because it's pretty accessible to most people, and it's also free on YouTube. This version is free on YouTube, as I am not trying to make money. I'm not trying to make money off of people. I'm trying to free you from the matrix. Right? So that's why I teach from this version, because it is free. Who else has some notes from last week, or just some comments?
Can I make
or some things you disagree with? Go ahead.
I was just about to make a comment, and then you kind of said it. It's like, in order to, anybody who's just joining the call, in order to like wrap your head around Think and Grow Rich, forget like everything you know and pretend like you're living in the movie The Matrix.
Yes, absolutely.
And try to expand it.
Especially if I'm going to teach it. Yes, especially if I'm going to teach the class. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've heard Think and Grow Rich, read Think and Grow Rich, you've done a good job. You're doing better than many people. I'm just a student of Think and Grow Rich like many other people. So I'm able to break it down in a very plain way. Any more feedback? I see Chantel said she was on. I know Slim overslept, right? She was going to take a 30-minute nap, and then she napped for 15 hours because that's what busy rich people do. That's exactly what they do. Who else got some feedback? Carol, you had a good time last week. Give us some feedback from Think and Grow Rich of the faith side. I'm actually looking for something specific. I'm waiting for someone to say it. Okay, you're muted. Hold on. I think I can. Okay, you're unmuted. Go ahead. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay. So the faith side is really a mixture of repetition. It's telling yourself over and over and over what you want until you start to believe it. Just like people that are habitual liars, they say it over and over, and they start to believe their own story. And you say that's such a lie, and they're looking you dead in the face. Well, you have to be able to do that for what you want. So it's telling yourself over and over until it becomes part of you, and it goes into your subconscious, and the subconscious finds it as a real belief in your system.
That's right. Good stuff there. Good stuff. No problem with that at all. Great analysis there. Who else? Michael Tate, you were on last week. Go ahead and give us some, because you were wild last week. There you go, Michael Tate. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Evening, kind sir.
Hey, actually, Pastor, what was the question? Am I talking about what I learned last week, or what's the question, sir?
What did you learn last week? But I'm more than willing to accept whatever energy you got vibrating in you right now.
Hey, my brother, I appreciate that. Well, one of the things I had the privilege, I was talking to my ambassador. One of the things that one of my takeaways from the call is kind of piggybacking off of what Ms. Carroll said, is that you have to not only use the gift of auto suggestion to remind yourself or to let yourself know that you deserve something, but it's actually taking a step towards what you truly believe. So, for example, for me, there's a couple things that I am already working on manifesting, and it's amazing how the universe works, because when I say I'm gonna do it, I believe it. I don't question how it's gonna happen. I just start moving in the direction, doing what I can do, where I am, with what I have. And if I may, Antonio, I'd like to share with the group just a quick story.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, so for the most part, my personality is I want the money, not the fame, right? So I'll be on the low with my power plays. But there's something that I wanted to manifest for my daughter. I wanted to get her a truck, a Porsche truck. So me and my wife, we had talked about, hey, we're gonna get this, and that was it. We hadn't really spoken about it anymore. Well, as of today, I was able to get the Porsche truck as a loaner, which means I'm able to keep this truck for a week, test drive the truck, and then I'm able to give it back. And I just thought, before I start speaking with you and my ambassador, the double certified, Mr. Double Certified.
Double certified.
I gotta give props to my team leader, to my general. But before that, I would have probably categorized that whole situation as a coincidence. But now, being a part of the ATS Business University, I know that I manifest a quick, small win. And it gives me confidence to continue to say, you know what, if I could do that, it's like leaving breadcrumbs that gets me closer to my goals, man. And it's amazing. It feels good. And because of that energy, I feel like I can manifest anything, man.
That's right. And I'm glad you feel that way. And thank you for sharing that energy, because that's all there is. And I really love your energy. And make sure what I want you to practice on henceforth is making sure you manifest none. What did he say? It was a non-loaners into your life. Okay? What I want you to manifest now is full payments of things that you desire, because money is also just energy. So you got your week to decide how long you desire that truck in prosperity. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
And then once you make a decision, there is nothing against you and nobody that will stand in judgment of you now or ever about a decision you have made that manifests in your life for your prosperity. Got me?
I receive that, brother. Thank you.
There it is. There it is. Okay, I got two hands up. I'm going to start off with Slim. So let me tell you the agenda for the day. We're gonna go back and we're gonna let me tell everybody my teaching style. Okay, I do this. I go real big conceptually, and I take it from this broad picture of things, and you're like, whoa. And then the next week I come back really narrow. And so this week is really narrow. Next week I'll be back real big on the conceptual or the philosophy of things. This week we're going to go sniper approach. You're going to see that over and over. That's how I teach because it is just my preferred style. All right, let's go with Slim. Go ahead. What you got, Slim?
Okay, you lost me with the sniper approach. I'm not liking that, but with you, I trust you.
Nah, I appreciate you.
I just wanted to put out there, yes, I missed all of these classes, but Grace said I can join. I wasn't sure. I was a little confused, but I'm no longer confused. And I am a firm believer of Think and Grow Rich. I believe you are the creator of your own reality. If you see it, if you feel it with love, if you imagine it, you can manifest it.
That's right.
I did that with the acronym of SLIM because that's my system. So
That's it.
yes.
That's it. Yes. Oh, I heard a little Lisa Nichols up in there. All right. Yes. That's it. That second one got to be stronger than the first one. Yes. Shout out to Slim. Slim has a clothing brand coming out and a merchandise, motivational, everything coming out. And if she finds, there it is. And if she finds a need in your community and you have not filled it, she's going to fill that need in your community before you, and that'll be coming out too. Shout out to Slim. All right, Renee, you got your hand up too.
Okay, just off of my head from what my biggest takeaway from last week was.
Sure.
Was burn your ships. Do or
Yes.
die. That story with you and Tempest and that car, the whole college, no, that whole semester. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Die. Burn your ships.
Yes.
Go all in. Be willing to die for it. When it looks like this is definitely time to give up. Just keep going.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
Do or die.
Yes. You want to say something? Okay, go ahead.
I do remember writing down when Deanna was saying it takes zero faith and then 100 billion% faith to do. And then you also said it takes faith to deserve the blessing and to keep going.
Yes. That's it. That's what I said. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Remember I said I'm looking for something specific. Nobody said it yet. You just said it. You get a goldfish cracker. That is it. You just said it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I spent all last week telling you it takes no faith to win. Zero. You wrote it down. It takes zero faith. Okay, she wrote it. I'm going to read exactly what I said word for word. She wrote it down. It takes zero faith to, in fact, you read it. You read it out loud. You read it. Tell them what I said last week.
It takes zero faith to win. It takes 100 billion% to decide to win. It takes zero faith to quit. It takes 100 billion% to keep going. It takes faith to deserve the blessing and to keep going. Do I read this?
Yeah, read it.
I will die for my burning desire. If you don't know your burning desire, have a burning desire to be open.
All right. Okay, who's that talking? Was that somebody talking? Am I just hearing stuff? Oh, okay, that's right. I forgot. Okay, never mind. All right. I told you last week, this is a big philosophical. It takes no faith to win, ladies and gentlemen. If you're doing well, that don't take faith. It took you faith for you to believe you deserve to win. Les Brown says it. Making $1 million was easy. Believing that he deserved $1 million was hard. I'll tell you that straight up. I know that battle. Takes zero faith to stand under a window of heaven for it to pull you out a blessing. That's just your hands out, getting in the right position. But to believe you deserve to be in the right position, how many of you right now are struggling? How many of you right now are struggling with the battle going on inside your head saying, I want it, but people like me don't deserve it. Okay, so y'all not gonna get with me. I'm watching your cameras now. You gonna put your hand up? I see. If you new here, now since you didn't want to get with me, now I have to bring up something emotionally charged to bring out your attention. I'm going to talk about women and I'm going to talk about men. Which one would you like me to do first? Men. She said men first. There it is. Men. Oh, I broke so many hearts. I don't deserve a good woman. Okay? Says who? If you've already paid for what you already did, what does that have to do with your future? Okay, that it makes sense. Let me say it this way. Some of you are walking around living apologies, and you never get to live in your breakthrough. Because somebody has decided to always make you feel bad every time you come around. That great philosopher Shannon Clark said last night. But how did he say, I don't play well in other people's creations? Is that what she said? I'm miserable in other people's creations. Ooh. All right, so that's the men. Women will then have a child, put their life on hold because somebody told them to live your own dreams. You must give them up to take care of your child. Now, you done grew up believing that your dreams and your children are mutually exclusive. Now, you put your life on hold for 21 years. Now, you 47, 50, trying to live a life, and you don't even know who you are. Because somebody knocked the faith out of you and told you if you desire to be whatever you want, put faith in somebody else, not you. It takes zero faith to win. It takes 100 billion% faith to believe you deserve to win. If you can get that out the way, because you ain't got to agree with it. Auto-suggestion is coming next. That's why I stress that so much. The chapter of auto-suggestion is coming next. That's why that's such a big deal. Now, the second part of faith comes when, let me get some next. Chantel comes when Chantel says, you know what, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. And then somebody in her life say, you got pregnant too young. No, black people don't do that. Girl, go get a job. Take care of them kids. I wish I had somebody. I know these conversations. They happen on the whole left side of my family. Whole left side, okay? I know these conversations. That's when it takes faith again to believe in your journey. Everybody got it? Takes faith to believe you deserve it. Takes faith to keep on going. Other than that, the rest of it ain't your responsibility. Believe you deserve it. Keep on going. It's a bunch of Christian folk in here. Let me go ahead and pull out y'all sacred scriptures because y'all like them sacred scriptures. There's a guy, he's kind of a big deal. He was a carpenter from Galilee. It's kind of a big deal. And what he says to this lady who's caught in the act of adultery, I'll tell you what you do. Go and then let your behavior change. Somebody missed it. Somebody missed it. Somebody missed it. Go and the rest of that gonna fall off. Go and then change. Some of y'all trying to change and then go. How hard is that? Has that worked out for you yet? Has changing first worked out for you? Nope. You know why? Because if you don't move forward, you never really activate faith. You just activate thinking and not faith. You pick up a book and you say, Oh, I read this book, I'm changed. No, you're not. You're not changed. This 200 pages ain't changing you. But read 200 more. Then read another 200. And then another 200. And then fool around and read 20 more 200s. It took me this is an honest to God statistic. This is not embellished. It took me 163 self-help books in 2008 just to open up my mind to a different opinion. Now I know y'all don't suffer with arrogance. I know you don't. Who's the stubborn folk out there like me? But I know I'm right. And you better not get into an argument with me, because I'm going to pull up. Let me dust up this old stuff real quick. Remember when we first got together? And you did this here?
And you said,
and it was like this?
what you said.
I used to sit there, Chantel, I used to sit there and prove points the whole argument and never solve the problem. Because I had faith in being right. Never had faith in being in harmony. All right. Who got a question?
Well, like I said, he's trying to see if you can repeat what you said. Some of you are walking apologies instead of.
No, some of you are living apologies. Not walking them. Living apologies. Let me give you an example. Let me make it personal for me. I used to be bad, y'all, like for real. Now, you know, we from Texas, so y'all is a real word in Texas. And by the time I was 14, I was grown. You gotta understand, I raised myself from 6 to 14. I don't mean no fake raise myself. I slept on my auntie couch and I went to this couch. No, I mean jail record, juvie record, jail for truancy, literally homeless outside for a whole stretch of a childhood, all of it, okay? So by the time I was grown, I bought my first car at 15. I ain't have no job. Can you put 2 and 2 together, or do I need to really spell it out for you? Okay. If I was like Jay-Z, does that help you out a little bit? Okay, I was a street pharmacist. Yes, I do some pharmaceuticals. I delivered a few packages. Okay, now people try to make me feel bad for that. So I said I was gonna pick on me, right? Forget paying all my debts to society. Forget all that. I didn't ask for my parents to get on drugs at 6 and then leave me for dead. I didn't ask for that. I ain't making no excuses. I ain't making no excuses today. But what we not gonna do is you try to hold me to a past I left in the past. I'm trying to help somebody today. I'm trying to, maybe I'm being too direct. I'm a scholar now, but I was a drug dealer then. I treat women with respect now, but I was quite rude to women. You know why? You know what my psychologist, my child psychologist, and my adult psychologist. Okay, first off, you don't go through CPS custody, Child Protective Services, without getting on Depakote, Seroquel, and counseling or therapy. I was in all of them. Okay. You know what they told me I disrespected women? Because I hated my mama. I'm trying to make this make sense to you. Because I had anger from my mother. If you look like a woman with authority, I had a problem with you. Now take it out of me. How many of you women or men have a problem with authority figures because of something that has happened in your past? Come on now, you raise your hands. It's all good. I went first. Okay, I see a few hands. Now, that's living an apology. Why? Who made you responsible to still live in 1992? Who did that to you? In 1997, I was 14 years old. Why am I still living 14? I'm not the same shoe size or waist size as 14. Why am I the same mental size? I'm trying to help somebody. Right? Make sense? All right. All right, so that's a good recap. Now, there's some things that I need to bring up. I would disrespect Napoleon Hill, his legacy, his foundation, and the book if I don't bring up to you 3 things. Can we talk about the warrior on the battlefield? Who knows where it's at in the book? Find me where it is in the book. I would like to read it. I know where it's at, but I want one of y'all to read it, okay? Who knows where it is in the book? In the book. Who's got it? Online? Not online? Page 21. There we go. Page 21. Would you like to read? Because you read so well. There you go. Did you see me actually use that? I didn't say you read so good. I said you read so well. That's actually.
A long while ago, a great warrior had to make a decision which ensured his success on the battlefield. He was about to send his armies against a powerful foe whose men outnumbered his own. He loaded his soldiers into boats, sailed to the enemy's country, unloaded soldiers and equipment, then gave the order to burn the ships that had carried them. Addressing his men before the first battle, he said, "You see the boats going up in smoke. That means that we cannot leave these shores alive unless we win. We now have no choice. We win or we perish." They won.
Thank you, Brad. Let me see your book, please, now. Mute your mic. All right, now, I'm going to read this like a Baptist preacher. Where you start off at? Because my book is different. Now, where it's slim. This is the sniper approach I was talking about, okay? A long while ago. You can stop right there for a moment. You ever been to church?
Sorry.
You ever been to church?
Antonio,
What'd you say?
Antonio, question.
Yes.
Which chapter is that? Because I have the original book.
Yes.
This one here.
Okay, good. I got that one too. Yeah. It is in the desire chapter, maybe? Yeah, it's in the desire chapter, very
Okay.
beginning.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and the
Okay.
subtitle. You got it? I love your hair too. Ooh, look at your hair. Ooh, look at you. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, here we go. Sniper approach. A long while ago. Close your books. We act like this is Sunday school or they even do it in Islam too. All right, let's just break this out. You remember how you know how to get the old lady to read, and the preacher say, "Stop right there, stop right there." Okay, and then you break it down. That's what we're gonna do. This means whatever I'm about to tell you is not new information. I need everyone to receive that first, so I cannot move on. If you don't receive that I am not telling you anything new, and that this information you already have, there is just other people's thoughts blocking you from acting out this information. I need everyone to receive that. I need all of you to receive that the brilliance I am about to spit has nothing to do with me. You already know it. And deep down, it's going to feel like, wow, I've been feeling that way, because I cannot tell you anything new, because Source U has been here for a mighty long time. Okay, got a question. Go ahead, give me a question.
So we have 2 ages, one physical and mental?
Sure you do. Who asked? It don't even matter who asked that. We got 2 ages, one physical and one mental. There's a reason why you are scared of spiders. There's a reason why all the women on this phone call see better than men. Their vision is better and they can see colors. Please know, if you ask me what color this is, it's green. There ain't no other green, it's green. Gladys's hair is red. There ain't no burnt orange or whatever she'll say, it's red, okay? It's probably not. But to me, as she said, no, boo-boo, it is not red. Come on now, much better than that. And I understand, I completely get it. We're simple, but not because we're simple. It's because men, we're talking about the mental age, your brain has evolved for survival. Your brain is so great at survival that your brain will consider you being alive in a coma for 35 years prosperous and keep you alive. It will. You defecating on yourself and urinating on yourself, for your brain, that is a prosperous life. That's all it wants to do is be alive. This is how primal and powerful your brain is. That being said, while men, hunter-gatherers, went out and became strong and gained a good sense of direction and killed animals, women stayed back picking fruit and vegetables, but their sense of eyes had to develop, the rods in their eyes had to develop so they wouldn't pick what was poisonous. I promise, okay, if you're new to this, I love neuroscience. So you're going to hear a lot of that, okay? This is straight neuroscience right now. Women's brains have developed to have spatial locations. This is why you say, listen, baby, if you go down the street, there's a stop sign over there, and then you make that left. And when you make that left, you're going to see a Walmart. And you get to that Walmart, and you go right, because this is how it just evolved. Men went so far away from home, they had to go south, etc. Women, their eyes and their brains eventually develop more rods in their retinas and their eyeballs than men. This is why y'all see colors a lot better than us. Now, that's science. You can Google it if you desire. That's cool. But that's proving that happened a long time ago. Our brains just kept evolving. Human beings are born with two fears, a fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. Any other fear, you're taught. That's it. That's not going to change. Okay? All right, so yes, that's your mental age. It's been around here for thousands of years. This is why when you're a baby, you understand how to suck and swallow so you can eat. Nobody taught your lungs how to breathe. You automatically did it. Everybody got me? That's your brain being older than your consciousness. Psychology would call that super consciousness. Abraham Hicks would call it source you. It doesn't matter to me. Do whatever you want to do. Here we got a long time ago. Now watch this here. A great warrior had to make a decision. Right here, you should have, in languages, when you learn new languages, they make you parse the sentence. In fact, a long time ago, there's no subject there. Now, warrior becomes the subject of the sentence. Warrior is the noun. Great is the adjective. Make is the verb. Decision is the indirect object. Okay? The noun had to verb something. The warrior had to do something, and they told you how it was. It was great. And what was it? A decision. Ladies and gentlemen, people who make decisions, they're warriors. You should really be writing this down. You should really be writing this down. Because if you're not receiving a warrior harvest, it's because you have not made a decision. I'm trying to help somebody. I see Chantel clapping. Thank you very much, Chantel. Because somebody gonna get me. I know somebody with curls are popping, like Gladys, Chantel, and Shannon. They curls is popping. They gonna get me. All right. Now, okay, Grace is like, I got my curls too. You sure right. Let me not leave out your curls. I apologize. Understand, a long time ago, the universe said if you make a decision, use a warrior. Everybody got me? What happens to warriors? Okay, I'm glad you asked. Which ensured his success. Okay, now let's break this down. Long time, forever. Okay, all right, that's Andre 3000. Don't worry about it. I'm still young. I got to keep it a little bit entertaining so I don't fall asleep on it. But look, Michael tastes like my man. That's why I prove with you, man. My man. Okay. Gotta be some outcasts. All right. He had to ensure his victory. How? By making a great decision. Okay, all right. I'm just parsing this here. Now, watch this here. On the battlefield. Now, see. Okay. Now, see. Watch this here. A long time ago, a great warrior made a decision. It ensured his success on the battlefield. If I can make this as plain as possible to you, Jerome, every time you make a decision for your life, you put yourself on the battlefield. Don't it feel that way? I wish I had somebody out there that truly understands that the moment you decide you want something great, you got to go to war for it. Come on now, all right? Yep. Who said I wanted to be a motivational speaker? And everybody started doubting you immediately. You made an investment in yourself, and your subconscious said, man, come on, man, I'll do that. You woke up the next morning regretting it. Come on now. Come on. You bought a new car, and the next morning you was like, did I really need this? Come on now. You understand? The moment you make a decision, you put yourself on the battlefield. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want an easy life, just don't make decisions. This ain't even my knowledge. I didn't even come up with this. This Napoleon Hill. This ain't even me. Napoleon Hill says a long while ago, a great warrior had to make a decision to ensure his success on the battlefield. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make a decision without putting yourself at war. And if you ever make a decision to be a better person, the people in your life are going to go to war with you because you have violated your friendship agreement with them. Can I break this down a different way? People close to me have heard me say this before. I'll go ahead and say it to you now. There is a problem, FOD, is she still on? There's a problem, FOD, with shining. When one decides to shine, they also reflect. And the closer you get to my shine is also the more you will see your reflection, Robin. So as I'm shining, you won't see what you look like in my shine. And if you don't like yourself, you can't afford my shine.
You know what?
All right, sit back down. Let me sit back down. Hold on. Okay, I'm getting too excited. I'm getting too excited. If you can't afford my shine, if you can't afford my shine, what you're going to do is do whatever you can to dull it. Every time you make a decision to make yourself better, if the people in your life are reminded that by your betterness, that they are not making themselves better, they will hate you for it. Am I helping somebody out there? I'm looking at your face. I'm trying to. How many of you going through that right now? You done fooled around and wanted to be the highest expression of yourself. Now you're going through a divorce. I've seen it over and over. I've seen mothers get mad at daughters because baby girl is actually living her dreams. Mama's dream was for baby girl to be careful. Baby girl's dream was to take risk. And when you put yourself in decision-making mode, you automatically put yourself on the battlefield. People like me and Neil Donald Walsh call it the law of opposites. When you invoke the law of attraction, you also invoke the opposite of what you're attracting. Okay? All right, let's keep breaking this down. Let's keep parsing this. It's not much. Let's keep parsing this for a moment. He was about to send his armies against a powerful foe. Now watch this here. The decision, well, first off, the first thing we identify as long time ago. This has been happening since been happening was happening. Okay? Now you made a decision. When you make a decision to better your success, you put yourself on the battlefield. When you make a decision to be a loser, people say, girl, go ahead, that's all right. Okay, you don't believe me? Psychologists say that man and woman or friends or companions are always in competition. This is honest psychology. You can look at the psychology today. This is where I got it from. And what happens is I'm losing weight. I'm working out. But if I get with you as a friend or an intimate friend and you gain 5 pounds, then I say to myself, well, it's okay for me to gain 3. I stop competing with the world. I just start competing with you. This is why couples tend to gain weight. Because I no longer have to impress them. As long as I'm 2 pounds lighter than you, I'm doing good. Let me look at some faces out there. I'm trying to see it. All right. I got some folk with me. You get me? And what we do is we compete with one another by making our own battlefields. But as long as you make a decision that keeps you lesser than them, they're not going to bother you. Oh, but invest in yourself. Join a mastermind group. Join the ATS Business University. Follow Les Brown. Do something. Read a book and watch how somebody's insecurities flare up because you opened up your school books. I'm finna punch this from home. I've been in relationships so I couldn't even open up my school book because their fear was I'm gonna get educated and leave them for somebody with a degree. Now, whose problem was that? Was that my problem? Or was that their self-esteem with themselves? Okay. I'm doing too much. They say I'm doing too much. Okay. All right. Now, on the battlefield, with his success, now this is one of my favorite parts here. He was about to send his armies against a powerful foe. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand that when you leave this class full of your anointing or power or belief, whatever you are working for, something powerful is coming against you. And just accept it's been happening long, long ago. See, I'm trying to make, you got a question? Okay, hold on real quick. Let me. I'm trying to get you all comfortable with the fact it's okay to struggle because it's been happening long, long time ago. It's not a struggle. It's part of the decision-making process. Now, who did I just help? Some of y'all right now have no idea how food get to your refrigerator tomorrow. Let me tell you something, boo-boo. That's part of the process. On my way to becoming a millionaire, lights been cut off many times. Water, many times. Many times. Sometimes I had lights and water off at the same time. One time I got my water cut off the day before Thanksgiving. Let me tell you what they did to me. It was Wednesday. When I tried to get it cut on, they said they're going to come out. No, excuse me, I didn't even have the money. So I didn't get the money till Friday. Then they tell me we off. We'll come out Monday. Then when they came out Monday, they put me at the last of the list. Water went back on till Wednesday. 7 days, no water, because I made a decision to be an entrepreneur. Part of the process. Not a bad decision. Part of the battlefield process. For me, your decisions, your process, your bullets will look differently. You have kids. Some people will use those kids against you and how much time you're not spending with them. They try to do me like that. I got two young boys, they're 9 and 6. Gonna try to tell me I'm not there enough. So one day I hit one of them with this hip. I said, ma'am, okay, I'm not gonna say that first part. I'm gonna say the second part. I said, after I said this is my house, but I said it in a different way. Then I said this here. I said, my only job is to make sure my boys don't have to go into another man's community and beg for a job. That was too deep for some folks. Powerful foes are going to come against you. It's not a problem. It's the process. Okay, let me get that question.
When you invoke the law of opposites.
Let's talk. Here, you unmute it for me.
When you invoke the law of opposites, you also invoke the law of the Renee
Okay,
Test.
other way around. Other way around. When you invoke the law of attraction, you invoke the law of opposites. It's the law of attraction you are invoking. You first must experience the opposite so you can enjoy what you're attracting. Neil Donald Walsh explains it this way: if you're 5'6", how do you know you're 5'6"? The obvious answer is because stuff around me is not 5'6". You can't enjoy being 5'6" if it wasn't 7-foot ceilings. You need the ceiling to allow you to experience your height. And in the opposite of what you're getting is the enjoyment of what you have. Man from Galilee said, be faithful over the few. I'll make you rulers over many. Okay, let's keep going. Whose men outnumbered his own. So not only are the forces against you going to be more powerful than you, seemingly, they're going to outnumber you. When you make a decision to get better and better and better, poverty is going to say, oh, no, you didn't. I'm trying to tell y'all. Start your business right now. Watch poverty show up. Watch it. Watch it show up. Watch it show up with broke clients that's wasting your time. Watch it. Watch it show up. Watch it show up with folk that's wasting your time. You running around chasing them. You done took all the sales training for me. You calling them all day long. They don't even want to answer the call. When they finally answer the call, they give you some hope and you chasing them all day long. That's poverty testing you to see if you're going to move past it. On the battlefield, you don't move, you don't stop because you got shot. You keep moving forward. He loaded his soldiers into boats, sailed to the enemy's country. All right, now y'all ready? He loaded his soldiers in the boats. Now I got a bar from that great philosopher Tempest S. Smith. In his boat, he took what he needed to be victorious for the battle. Come on, y'all, you done put video games in this boat. Come on. Okay, listen. On the battlefield, he put what was going to help him be successful in the boat. It's right there. It's still in there. He loaded his soldiers into the boat. Tempest Smith says You got everything else in your backpack but what you need. You put your ex in your backpack, your depression in your backpack. This is typical, you ain't my words. This is typical. Did you do that? You put your depression in your backpack, your ex in your backpack, your low self-esteem, they thoughts about you in your backpack, and now you trying to climb this big old mountain with all this heavy stuff in your backpack that's meant to tear you down. And then when you go out in your backpack and get you a drink of water, it's poison you drinking because it's their stuff. Can't even be healthy while climbing. Can't even be hydrated because you're drinking their poison. Make sure that on your journey, you put what's going to help you defeat the enemy in your boat. Am I making this make sense to you? Okay. I'm just trying to do what I do. You do mine? Okay, I'm trying to do what I do. Now, watch it and sail to the enemy's country. About 3 years ago, I did a mini keynote, and I was talking about Tempest. It was a long time ago. When I first met Tempest wouldn't get out her comfort zone for nothing, y'all. And one day I asked her, why you don't get out your comfort zone? She said, because I know what to expect in my comfort zone. That's a word for somebody.
It's right.
She said, I stay here because I know how to handle what's here. But the warrior story says, he loaded all his soldiers and sailed to his comfort zone. That's not what it says. He loaded his soldiers into the boat and sailed to the enemy's country. How you gonna be successful in your comfort zone? Can I give you some help? Thomas Edison had to fail 2,000 times outside his comfort zone to invent the incandescent light bulb. Roger Bannister had to. Critics said he would die if he broke the 4-minute mile. He had to go outside his comfort zone and defy what was science. Can I keep going? All right, let me keep going. Abraham from Ur was told, get up and go away from your kindreds to a land I'm going to show you, full of milk and honey. I'm trying to make this make sense to you. I'm not. I'm giving you all sorts of. You get it? Okay. In order for you to win, you can't do it from home. I'm froze. Okay, did I come back? Okay, I'm back. In order for you to win, you can't do it from home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at yourself. How many of you have taken a chance and started your own business, but doing that business in your comfort zone? Yep. There you go. There you go. Got hands up. You stress yourself, and then you say, woo, wait a minute, it's too much now. Let me go back to doing what I like to do in this new thing. Trying to put new wine in old skins. My grandmother said, boy, get your funky butt in that shower. Grandmother, what you talking about? All you did was spray cologne on must. Now, don't you act like y'all ain't had no boys in the family like me. I ain't even want to take a bath. When the time I got my first girlfriend, I wanted to take a bath. I didn't want to take no bath. I wanted to put on some Polo cologne in the green bottle. I'm running around smelling like a double Whopper with extra onions and cologne. That's how some of y'all start y'all businesses. That's how you start your businesses. You run out here with this nice little fancy $90 cologne, putting it in some musty habits. Okay. So what we gonna do is right here. You're gonna sail to the enemy's territory. That means not your comfort zone to where you can get beat up. You know why I'm so good at business? Because I got beat up a whole lot. Go ahead with your question. There you go.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. So you said you have to go. Repeat the last thing you said. You have to go to the enemy.
To the enemy's, you got to go to the enemy's territory and get beat up. That's how you're going to be successful.
But there was something else you said that triggered my question.
That you must do.
Well, no. Okay, look, I used agree.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But anyway, but basically what you're saying, because when you said earlier how in faith, it takes 100 billion% for faith to keep going. So at that point, when you go to the enemy's camp to get what you want, that's when you have to keep the faith. Because once you make the decision, you end up on the battlefield. You have to have the faith to keep going in the battlefield in order to.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, thank you.
Get your mind. Get your mind. So how can we make it work? Without you? Boom, I got you. Don't worry. How can we make it work with the two areas I said faith? It does not take faith, ladies and gentlemen, to get in the boat. It takes faith. It takes faith for you to first believe you deserve whatever made him get on the boat. It takes no faith to get in the boat. You can do that in fear. You can get on the boat scared. It takes faith to say, you know what? We about to go to war. I'm going. And I deserve what's on the other side of this war. That's the first part of faith. Now, in the enemy's territory, most people, by most, I mean 96% of people. Where are you getting that number from? Because 1% of the people control 96% of the world's wealth. 3% of the people live off their investments and are living their dreams, which leaves 96% of the people left. 96% of the people, they quit the moment they discover they shooting over there. They don't go to the enemy's territory when they find out that's my next move. I'm not gonna do that. I got kids. Come on now. How many of you are using your kids as an excuse not to be great? You know how many people I coach that use their children as excuses to be great? They say things like, and you hear them all the time, I'll do anything for my kids. Okay, change. No, wait. I don't have to change. He needs to change. I thought you just said you'll do anything for your kids. I will do anything for my kids. I'm just not going to put up with him. Well, okay, which one is it? Are you going to do anything for your kids and change your personality? Change what you think is right? Are you gonna get on that flight? Get on that train? Or are you gonna say, if I go, I don't know how my kids gonna eat? Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? None of us know how our kids gonna eat when we go. We go when we make sure they eat. And see, that was hard for some of you. I'm 37 years old. I live every last one of my dreams. Every day I woke up, I had no idea how my kids was going to eat. I didn't. I got plenty of money now. I still don't know how they're going to eat. Or if they're going to eat what I bought. Not like your kids ain't picky. You don't understand this stuff. Come home with some good meal, they be like, can I get a Hot Pocket? What? Did you not see what I just, you want cereal? Go get you some cereal, boy. Okay, that's just me in my house. That ain't your house. That ain't your house. Okay. Nobody knows. I got you. Nobody great knows how they're going to do it. They just have the fortitude to do it. And what they do not do is use their kids as an excuse not to do it. You want to know what I do? I take my kids. And if I can't take my kids, I FaceTime my kids. But what I will not do is say, son, I know you want me home playing the game with you, so I will not go to this really big speaking engagement. I know you don't want me to go to this sale that I might not get, but I'm really attracting that I'm going to close this sale. So in order to make you feel better about you, I'm going to stay with you. No, I'm not. Yesterday, Tempest and Deanna was with me. My oldest son called me yesterday. Said, Daddy, how you make money? I can assure you, he jumped right into the ATS Business University when he asked that question. Oh, I gave him the whole answer. And then because he know, come August 27th, both my boys got jobs with me. They know they are employed, and anything they want henceforth, they gotta earn. By November this year, my boys are gonna be pretty good at sales calls. Because before, I said August 27th, day one, my youngest is gonna learn how to read by a sales script. Think I'm playing. He's gonna learn how to read better by reading this sales script. I'm not using my kids as an excuse to be comfortable. Neither am I using my comfort as an excuse to be comfortable. Go into the enemy's territory, because that's the only place where the blessing is. Actually, let me change that. That's the only place where the life-altering blessing is. On the other side of fear. Okay, hold on. On the other side of fear is where the blessing is that would change your entire life. In comfort zone, it is the blessing that will sustain your level of awareness. Some of you right now, you believe in a higher power. And I got you. And that higher power, okay, that higher power is keeping your gas light on longer than what it should be. That's good faith. Good job. But I like exceedingly and abundantly above all that I ask or think for. These are two different things. These are two different things. Let me. Back in the old days, farmers. Can they see me? Farmers would take wheat, and what they would do is they would go outside and throw the wheat up. And the wheat was heavy, but the chaff that's not edible would get blown by the wind, and then the wheat would fall in the basket. Then they separate it, do it again. And then after they did that, they filled the basket up. But they understood now it's air all in the basket.
I'm sorry.
So what the farmers did was they pressed it down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I try to help y'all get to some blessing. They pressed it down. And then what they did, took some more wheat, threw it up, let the wind take what wasn't edible. Then that wheat fell on the basket and it filled the basket up again. But the farmer understood now there's no air in the new wheat. So they pressed it down.
Yes.
Then they threw up some more new wheat. And they repeated the process until it got real even. They pressed it down and you couldn't get no more in. But then the farmer said, wait a minute, if I hold it to my waist,
Yes, ma'am, Renee. Yes,
I could put some more up.
come on.
And I can walk with the basket full and walking with it on my stomach. So they put the basket in the overflow. And then took their blessing they worked hard for and had the family in overflow. Us, we not even working. Because we're not on the battlefield. If this was a different environment, I'd tell you about a guy named Gideon, but I'm not going to do that. All right, now, addressing his men before the battle, he said, you see these boats going up in smoke? That means we cannot leave these shores unless we win. We have no choice. We win or we perish. And my favorite line after that, it's just two words, they won. Ladies and gentlemen, when you leave yourself no other choice but to win, you win. Don't believe me? Get pregnant and have some kids. You ain't got no choice but to win now. And every day you're going to make sure them kids eat. You ain't going to know how. Come on now. I wish I had some broke folk. I'll start with me right now. I wish I had some folk that really know about the ramen noodle struggle. Who among you know how to chop up hot dogs and put it in noodles? Look, I just seen one of my team members put chili in noodles. I didn't even know you could do that. That's a whole level of struggle. I didn't look. The Jason's like, yep, I know about it. We struggle in Michigan too. You understand? I'm talking about you. Yes, ma'am.
That ramen noodles, that's my kids right now. I do not understand it. I made some slamming mac and cheese with like 6 different cheese. The kids pulled out ramen noodles, which I do not like too much because it was 10 for $1. That was college. Complete 10 for $1. That's my meal for the week with some biscuits. Look,
Child, I ain't mad at you.
Instead of my
I ain't mad at you. Let me tell you something. My auntie been broke her whole life. She makes some ketchup sandwiches that taste like filet mignon. You swear you was eating steak. She get in there, and you know it's a cold ketchup sandwich when you fold the bread. This one piece of bread. You fold it and you eat it like this here. Y'all don't know nothing about no struggle. Y'all don't know nothing about no struggle. I need some real struggle folk that know how to put butter on bread and then sugar on the bread, and then you eat some butter toast. Okay? That's the kind of battling that's part of the process. Now, that may look differently from you. I'm from the South, so butter and sugar on bread makes sense. For you, it may be something, something a little different, right? They won. All right, next story. Actually, before we get to that, someone give me some comments. Break that down for what I just said. Let me hear something. I got a good question. Somebody on the phone. Does that mean you have to be humble and allow the process? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you will not get prosperity from a place of resistance. You should write that down. You will not get prosperity from a place of resistance. And the more you keep resisting your spouse, is the more you're going to keep getting more things to resist. The more you keep resisting the enemy territory that you need to go into, How can you get over stage fright if you're never on stage? How you gonna learn to write a keynote if you never land a speaking engagement? And how you gonna get a speaking engagement if you never write a keynote before you got one? Some of you right now want to be master speakers and you got no speaking engagements. You are so comfortable. You are literally waiting for an engagement to write your gift. I promise you, if you write your gift right now, your gift will make room for you. When I first started speaking professionally, well, I was a professional poet before I started speaking. When I first started in motivational speaking in 2008, I wrote 100 different keynotes. In 365 days, I spoke all 100. Every time I would listen to a book and I go, ooh, that's a good one. And I just start writing until it flowed out. And I had this whole tablet. It was this black tablet, you know, 300 pieces of paper. Had this whole tablet I would write. I spoke every last one of those engagements. Now watch this here. That's 2008. Since 2008, and to date this recording, this is 2018, I have never in my life spoken less than 200 times a year. Tip has got me pushing 400 this year. And she said, that's me. They keep emailing me. Go ahead. Whoa, hold on. Let me, because somebody didn't catch what I just said. Somebody did not catch that it was my gift that got me those engagements. It was not my gift. It was my willingness to write when no one else was looking. I feel somebody's in me. Somebody got it. I ain't even looking, but I bet Jerome got it.
It's like when Les was saying he must have practiced that triple LP thing a million times in front of a mirror before Rock was drinking.
Man.
Before Rock took that first sip, he had it down pat in front of his mirror by himself.
That's right. Plug my laptop for me. That's right.
Antonio.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I got to jump in.
Sir.
I posted on Facebook this morning my interview with Les and also the on stage 3 minute. But I did that because I was on Facebook and a woman from Baltimore had posted on Facebook she was looking for a keynote on the 20th of August. That's less than a week, okay? And in the process of doing that, I said, Jerome, that's less than a week. But guess what? You're ready. So I inboxed her, sent it, and then I said, I don't have any advertisement. Let me put that on the Facebook. And boom, I still haven't heard back from her. But I said, but if you don't speak, Jerome, then if you don't get up on stage, you can't speak. And I said, right. I can do this. And so yes, I'm like, this is absolutely. Then the girl doing my website said, Jerome, can you please take that down? Because I'm working on your website. And she said, send it to her via email. I said, no problem. But it was like, but Antonio, I was on it. I got to do this. I got to make this. I was fired up and ready and was practicing last night, 45 minutes, the whole speech. It was done.
Whole speech. All right, so Jerome, watch this here. Jerome, watch this here. As your friend, you stop with Jerome. Watch this here. Keep yourself unmuted. As your friend, I'm going to help you land this engagement and engagements better than this. Okay? You ready?
I'm ready.
Give us the first 3 minutes of that speech right now. Come on, give it to us. Give it to us. Plant them seeds out there, man. Go ahead and give it to us.
Good day, everyone. I'm so glad I got an opportunity to speak to you, administrators, teachers, working with the young people. I'm glad that I got invited to talk to you today in reference to the upcoming school year, where you're going to have to deal with your coworkers as well as your clients. And we know that your coworkers are those in this room. We know that your clients, because we work with in the daycare system, are going to be the kids that are becoming. But guess what? In the process of doing that, we've got to be on top of things, because guess what happens? If we don't think about who we are, if we don't figure out who we are, then guess what? We're not going to be able to help our clients. So one of the things that we need to make sure that we're on top of is who we are. And I'll tell you something, folks, there was a time in my life when I didn't know who I was. But in the 6th grade, I met a man named Mr. Posey. And guess what he told me? You can't hide in the background. You gotta get out there. You gotta show who you are. And that's exactly what he did. And he set examples for me and those kids to make us recognize who we were. Let me give you a good example of what Mr. Posey did to me. One day, I was doing a math problem that he had given me, and I had finished it. He looked at me and said, Jerome, why aren't you doing the math problem? And I said, I'm finished, Mr. Posey. And he said, excuse me? He checked the math problem. I was correct, all 5 of them. And he said 2 words that changed my life. And I hope that you'll say these 2 words to students that come to your class. He said, help her. And that's exactly what I did. And guess what happened? He changed my life that day. Why? Because he saw value in me, and he said that value was good enough for me to pass on to somebody else. Folks, I hope that when you're teaching, when you're helping these kids that are coming into to the daycare, that you're mindful of that they have value in them, and in that value, they can pass that on to someone else. But guess what? It's got to start within them, as it's got to start within you. And if you don't know who you are, then guess what? You can't help them become who they are. And I was just, and Tony, I was fired up.
Wait a minute. We got
I was like, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Come on, Dollar. Come on. Y'all unmute yourselves. And come on, Jerome. Come on, y'all show Jerome.
It was crazy.
Wasn't he ready?
Yeah. And I think I was going to be on here, but I was just like, I say, this is less than a week. I can do this. It's within me. No problem. Let's make it happen. We got to do this. And I wasn't worried about it. And I said, I'm waiting for her today to get back with me. I said, but I'm not worried about whether, because I said to her, if you've already got somebody, please keep my contact information for the future. But I was ready in less than a week to get on that stage, give them a keynote, knock it out. Let's keep it moving. Yes. Yeah.
There it is. 2 things, Jerome. 2 things. 2 things. I want you to have your assistant or somebody contact her, and I want you to use me as a reference. Send her my Facebook page and tell her I vouch for you. Okay?
Oh wow.
Tell her I vouch for you. Tell her who I am. Tell her I make a lot of money. I make a lot of money.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Second thing.
Yes, sir.
Tempest, unmute your mic for me, Tempest. Good shit. Tempest, I want you. Everybody just shout out Tempest. Y'all just go ahead. Just send Tempest with your fine self. All right. All right, check this out. Tempest, I have 4 keynotes that I did at, help me out, University of Houston, Lee College. I don't know, Wisconsin would be good, but no. Anyway, they're called Empower You. I did them on basically one subject, but they're 4 different keynotes. You remember them? I want you to, at the end of this class, give Jerome all 4 of those. Jerome, these are 4 keynotes at Division I universities. They're all yours. They on the same subject you just got finished talking about.
Wow.
And they're all yours. Take from them what you will. Quote me when you feel like it. And emulate everything else. It's all yours, my man. All yours. There you go. There you go. And I'm sure you want to speak at Division I colleges.
Absolutely.
Well, there it is. There it is. There it is. Good. Come on, one more time for Jerome. Now, I guarantee you, he will be speaking this keynote because he wrote it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to y'all, okay? Let me explain something to y'all, because this is where faith comes in, okay? Faith comes in. Actually, let's take it out of faith. This is where your godness comes in. Your creative source comes in. Jerome's keynote did not exist. But since he is a master creator, he sat down and spoke it into existence. Does this sound familiar? There's a few sacred texts that says, few of them, many different religions, that somebody spoke all this into existence. All of you are master creators. Okay, Chantel, love you. All of you are master creators. All of you. Since he created his keynote, the creative source in him has also created the stage to perform it on. I just helped somebody. I know I did. Yeah, I'll definitely repeat it. When he wrote the keynote, he automatically scheduled the stage. Okay, watch this here. Somebody raise your hand if you have a degree of some sorts. Let me see who's out there. Okay, Grace, Carol. Let's go, Carol. Okay, Carol. Let me unmute you real quick. Oh, okay, there you go. Carol, before you graduated, what did you have to do?
Whole lot of work.
Oh yeah, and no doubt. Before you got to the whole lot of work, what was the first step in you going to college?
My desire.
Okay, and then
No,
you're right. And after desire,
that's it.
did you just walk up in there? Did you just walk up in there with some guns and say, "Hey, y'all, I'm a student now"? Is that what you did?
No, I had to do preliminary paperwork and a whole bunch of investigating and talking to counselors. Yep.
So you had to apply.
I had to apply.
Is it safe to say that you also graduated?
Yes.
Now, could you have graduated if you never applied?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how time works. So you can't understand it this way, but this is how time actually works. At the same time Carol applied for school, she graduated at the same time. Since she consciously can only experience one moment at a time, she had to gain the awareness of graduation. But on a superposition level, or on a God level, when she applied, she graduated. I'm trying to help you.
Antonio, so what happens to people that have that desire, start school, and then they fall?
Well, see, they don't have the desire. They switch the desire to going off. And the universe said, well, sure, I'll give you whatever you want. So let me give you more reasons to go off. It's not that they did not graduate. It is they received the abundance of not graduating. There is not a no in the universe. When Carol applied, I got you, Slim, I see your hand up. When Carol applied, the universe said, well, yeah, sure, you're going to graduate. I got you. When you plant a seed, you automatically schedule the harvest. When you apply for college, you automatically schedule graduation. When he wrote his keynote, he automatically scheduled the stage. The trick was thinking she deserved to go to college. Thinking he deserved to write that keynote. When he convinced himself he deserved to be on stage, he had to then convince himself, let me write what I need. And the writing in private is going to be far more harder than speaking on stage. Because there's no reward for writing in private that he can see. You feel what I'm saying? Like there is no, when he wrote in private, when she applied for college in private, with nobody cheering, with no cap and gown, with no paycheck for Jerome, it was just them. Go ahead, Carol, you had something to say.
Yeah, I gotta share my story with
Yeah, go ahead. And we'll let Slim go next.
I was working for Health and Hospitals Corporation, and I didn't finish college at the time. I was married very young, and I had 2 children, and I desired to go and get my degree. I mean, I saw other people graduating around me, doing things and I wanted to be part of that. And I had a really, really hard time. So what happened was, once I filled out my paperwork, I had to take like 2 buses to go there and come back after work when I went to school, those nights that I went. And I lived in New York City. I'm from New York. And some nights were so cold that the wind would feel like it was cutting my back, and I would be in tears waiting for the buses to come to get home to my kids so I could say goodnight to them and put them to bed. And I would pray. I said, please, Lord, get me through this. I want to do this. On top of that, I had a husband who was against it. Okay, because just like you were saying, he probably thought she's going to go get her degree and she's going to want some man that has a degree too. So I had that against me. And then on top of that, my father got sick with cancer. So I was taking care of my dad. I thought at sometimes I would just sit when I came home from school and cry. There was times when I would do my work and be there for hours doing a paper for the next day. And my husband was so jealous, he would pour coffee on my papers. And I had to then go in the morning and rewrite those papers so I can go to class the next night. And even times I think about it today, I'm like in tears, but I couldn't get knocked down. I just kept going. I kept going and until I graduated. So when I graduated, it was a victory for me.
Yes, it was.
Because of the battle, not because I went through school, because of the battle, because of the journey there.
That's
and
right.
I'm just telling anybody that's on this call that has children, just keep going. Keep going, because you can do it. If you got it in you, if there's something that tells you this is what you want to do it. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let it, because that's their fears. That's not yours. Okay, let everybody own their own things, but you own your greatness and continue going. That's I just needed to share that.
No, that was done. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I just want to point out in there what she described was her battlefield. Remember, she was a warrior that made a decision. But the moment she made a decision, she automatically put herself on the battlefield. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm coming to you next, Slim, right now. I want all of you to understand that her battlefield won't look like yours. Why would opposition tip you with stuff that don't affect you? Go ahead, Slim.
No, you asked the question, so I raised my hand, and I didn't know how to put it back down. I didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, you got something to say? You got some energy on you want to get off?
No. I like the energy that's happening right now. I hear Carol's story. It's a little similar to mine, except for my husband paid for my college. But yeah, I love the vibration going on this evening.
Appreciate you. I made a joke while Carol was talking. When she said it poured coffee over the papers, I looked at Grace and I said, yeah, with no typewriters back then, she had to rewrite those in pen. Like, I'm not that old boy. Nah, I know you're not. Okay, good. Now, you had a question over here, but you said somebody else had a question out there. Okay, hold on. Real quick before you get to that question. I said something that I don't think everyone caught. See, I had to go through a trash can and homelessness and drug just paraphernalia everywhere. That may break you, or it may not bother you. Everything Carol described was terrible. Don't really bother me because I'm not wired that way. That was her battlefield, specifically designed for her. Okay. And when you look across somebody else's battlefield and say they got it easier than me, no, they do not. They have the battle designed to push them to the next level. Yours is designed for you. There was an old guy, he died. He went to heaven. He said, you know what? I shouldn't have had to die, God. You need to send me back down. And God said, I tell you what, man, if you can give me a great argument why you should go back down, then I'll let you go back down. Well, the cross you gave me was just too much. God said, I tell you what, that's a good argument. Come on, let me take you to a room. So God took him to a room, had a bunch of crosses in there. He said, I'll pick you out a cross. If you can pick you out a cross that fits your cross, that's better than your cross, then I'll let you go back down. So God goes out and says, no, this is too big. That one got too many thorns in it. This hurt too much. I don't like the color of that one. Hundreds of crosses, and he goes, and he said, this was it. I got you. And he picked up a cross and said, this is the one I should have had the whole time. And God said, that's the one you came in here with. Now, I want you to think about that for a moment. Your trials are designed for you. They're part of the process. They are not part of the problem. Okay, let's go with your question. Or the question somebody had on it.
Okay, someone wanted to know. Someone wanted to know, can you hear me?
Yes.
Someone wanted to know if you can talk about the power of speed in the law of attraction.
Yeah, sure I can. All right, the power of speed inside of attraction. Now, here's an answer you would normally get. There's a time delay. And that's true. That is comforting because you don't want everything you attract. Because I can't tell you how many times I say, ooh, let this woman be mine. This is the one I want. Only to find out 6 weeks later, whoo, I dodged a bullet. Boy, I tell you, I'm so glad that I did not get that one right there. Come on, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. You understand? All right, now. And then sometimes I say, you know what, my boss get on my nerves, I'll kill her. I'll kill him. And aren't I glad that there was a time delay and I'm not in jail, right? Okay. That is the understanding here, okay? Here is another understanding. There's a law for it. The law of accelerating acceleration. Now, I have no idea who asked that question, but you're going to get a very good answer. The law of accelerating acceleration. This means the more you accelerate to your dreams, is the more your dreams are accelerating to you. If you want your dreams faster, you got to run out and chase what's yours. And as you are attracting, it will then fly to you as fast as possible. The more you accelerate, the more your dreams will accelerate to you. That is a real law. I invite you to look it up. Law of accelerating acceleration. You may even find, what's my guy? Brian Tracy is the first person I heard talk about that. Brian Tracy. Law of acceleration. In fact, Google law of accelerating acceleration, Brian Tracy, and I'm sure it's going to pop up. That is a real law. Okay? Now answer that question. You can speed the process if you actually start chasing your dreams. Now, I don't want you to think, that phrase is really misleading. It is easier to attract your dreams than it is to chase them. However, You have your responsibility in moving forward. T.D. Jakes says it this way: the more you chase your dreams, the more you also distance yourself from your past. That's T.D. Jakes. I'm too young to be that wise. All right, we got anybody else? Okay, good. Good. Now, Brian, double certified? Did you have something to say?
No, that was my pocket. You actually just answered my question.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
my
he asked a question.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look at that then. Look at that then. Okay. Let me before I move on, let me find me someone. Let me find me some unsuspecting person who has energy pouring off of you. Who has it? Who has it? Shout out to Shannon, who already has her PhD, because she applied and is in her first semester of PhD. And once you apply, you automatically schedule your graduation. Okay. Jason Gerald, let's go, buddy. The lot has rolled upon thee. Now, he's Superman. He's probably cooking dinner, bathing children, and doing homework at the same time. You there, Jason? I don't want to unmute you. All right, there you go. All right, you're there. Okay. All right, go ahead, Jason.
What am I going on with?
All right, there you go. Okay, first off, show the world.
Putting the last kid to bed.
First off, show the world how sexy you are, man. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
I don't know what you want from me.
All right, Jason, let me ask you a question. What have you learned thus far tonight?
One thing I did learn, and it may not have been intentional, but I learned a lot from Jerome, because you were like, boom, give me 3 minutes. And I thought to myself, damn, I'm glad I'm not Jerome right now. and I realized that that's a big weakness that I have right now. That's an Achilles tendon for me. And I need to have, I got to work on that and have I can just, boom, pull something out real quick, because it's almost would have been like just now. Like, hey, Jason, what's up? That's no good. That's failing right out the get-go there. That piece really struck with me, and I know that probably wasn't intentional, but that piece really stood out to me tonight.
No, man, that's how it's supposed to work. You attracted that moment. If you weren't vibrating at that frequency of needing that lesson, I wouldn't even called on Jerome. And Jerome would have said, wait a minute, man, I got to tell you about this. It would have been something else. In my belief system, there's only one of us in a room. We are all connected. And everything happens to lift up one another. And I'll show you. Who else learned from Jerome being Johnny on the spot like that? Who else? Who else is brave enough to admit that?
I'll admit it.
Okay, go ahead. Renee got it. Tell us about it, Renee. And I'm going to have Gladys tell us about it. And I'm going to have Robin tell us about it. Go ahead.
I started writing down my quotes and practicing them, but I'm like Jason. And don't feel bad, Jason. Les was like you too, because he said that 3-word prayer that embarrassed him, that made him get on point.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Gladys?
Yeah, so I learned from Jerome, and hi, Jerome. I know he's ever ready. But in addition to what Jerome did, what you mentioned about how you wrote a keynote and how every keynote you wrote, you actually spoke. And so I realized that's one thing for me that I'm not doing, that I have yet to write a full, I can talk in pieces for short, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but in terms of a full keynote, that's not something that I have. And so I've learned that lesson tonight, that you always, I've heard it, but like you said, a lot of, I have this going on, and excuses in a lot of cases as to why you don't sit down and do what you need to do. So that I definitely learned that tonight. Or I shouldn't say learn, but it was reinforced, because I knew it all along, because there are a lot of things you know, but you don't do. And so it's just reinforcement for me.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now I want everybody to catch what. Get ready, Robin. Get ready. Get ready. I'm coming to you. I want all they had to catch what Gladys. She just said something so brilliant. She said, "Well, I got you. Well, I have them here and there. The universe is going to say, your wish is my command. Let me give you hope here and there. Someone's going to call you, and then they're going to stop. You're going to get an inbox, and they're going to stop. You're going to get a bunch of here and there until you get one complete one. And then the universe is going to say, well, yes, you have a complete one. You now have a complete stage. And you're going to get an opportunity from somewhere you couldn't explain. And in that opportunity, you will get you another opportunity, because you decided to write down your burning desire. In this case, it was that keynote. Does that make sense to everybody? That's how you manipulate this world. That's how you leverage your creative power. You write down what you desire, and you keep going. Before I ever had a platform, I had papers. I wish I could pour into y'all how serious I am about that. Jerome, I mean, seriously, and I still write keynotes. Watch this here. I have a whole list of keynotes. I haven't even done these yet. Let's see. Why businesses fail. I'll just scroll down randomly. Creating the perfect company with imperfect people. I wrote this May 30th, 2018 at 1:51 p.m. I'll even give you some of the points. Point number one. Let me read you the description. I don't even want you to think I'm playing. I want to read you the descriptions. In fact, I think I can share my screen over here. Hold on.
Antonio, on average, how long would you say each of those keynotes is? Just
45 minutes.
45-minute ones? Okay.
Yep, 45 minutes. Hold on, here I go. Right, hold on. Let me wrench around and wrench it off. There we go. Right here. Can y'all see that? Look at that. It's right there. I ain't even playing. Y'all see these keynotes? Look. Can you see how it says keynotes over here? Can y'all see that? No, watch this here. Description. The best companies don't have the best people. The best companies have imperfect people producing the most efficient results. This keynote/workshop examines the 7 key elements to getting the most positive production out of employees and discuss how to get this done. Number 1, leaders create values. And then I explain it to myself so I can know what to talk about. Values create behaviors. Behaviors create culture. Culture creates performance. Number 2, the core value should be the core vision. Both should be issues to die for. What is the most important? To comply to vision. Number 3, incorporate strength-based training. Give trust away. If I don't do nothing else, I do that very well. Measure your progress based on values, not just profits. And I use some company examples. Apple, Tesla, SpaceX, Netflix. I have designed my company after Apple, Tesla, SpaceX, Netflix. Measure company morale, not just measure profits. Number 7, inspire employees by caring about their children. Now, who would have put that in there? Okay, now, I'm not just talking. I've never done that keynote, ever. I still practice how I started. Somewhere there is a mega business conference. that is going to have me doing that keynote. I don't need to know how. And look, and I didn't even show y'all. Then there's, not only do I explain those 7 things, that I have, in fact, I'll show it to you. The same keynote. Let me show the screen one more time. Because I want to inspire you to change. Share it to you. Look at this. Not only do I tell you what they are, then I'm going to tell you, here are the keys to making all the above work. Then I break it down, and my thought process is, I'm going to break it down so well, you invite me back, Exxon. Somebody missed it. Every time I think about this keynote, I think about Exxon. I have no idea why, but I think about Exxon every time I think about this keynote. Exxon got me messed up if they think they not fit to pay me $80,000 to do this keynote. Go ahead, Robin. Tell us what you learned.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, what I've learned is that, can you hear me? Okay, great.
Yes, we can hear you.
So what I've learned from tonight is that I've gone through a lot of reading books. I listened to a lot of videos and audios and all that great stuff, but I haven't been putting a lot of it into action. Today, I write down a lot of my work, my to-do list. I write down my goals, but I haven't been putting it into action. So when I see, I've been speaking for what I want. Like when I first met you at Les Brown event, I said, I said exactly what I wanted to do. I made my declaration, right? And even though I made the declaration, the universe forced it out there. So when it actually happened, I kind of took a shock. I was shocked. I went into somewhat of a shock. Of course, life happens. If anyone knows, my father passed away a couple months ago. But things happen. But I think I needed that because I got to see that he never asked for anything, but he accepted everything that came to him. And I saw me doing the same thing. So listening to him give the 3-minute of his keynote, it helped me to see like, wow, you have to actually write it down, you practice it, put the structures and everything behind it. So that's what I learned tonight, is definitely making sure that I go through my list and do exactly as I put the instructions down to do.
That's it. And I love that you said he just accepted everything, never asked for anything.
Right.
Exxon Mobil will give me $80,000 to do a keynote for them. I'm not asking. I am expecting Exxon to pay me $80,000 for a keynote that they don't even know I wrote. That's how you live life. And you don't ever apologize or explain it to someone with a lower level of awareness.
Can I say one more thing?
Please.
Yeah, because I did that. I did that, not like a speech or anything, but I did get on Facebook some time back because that's what I did. I went in and I was trying to explain to, at the time, my crew at the salon, why someone wanted to come and help us. And what I found was in that process is that I was losing instead of gaining them.
Yep.
Because it was like the next day, once the process went through, once I processed what happened the night before, I realized how I lost myself within them. And it seemed like they say the more information you give,
Yep.
the more you're going to lose them. And so that was a big teaching, a lesson for me to learn. But yeah, that's the more that I had to explain to them, like, why, this person wants to give us coaching, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like,
Yep.
we have $30-some thousand worth of coaching someone's willing to help us with, so that we can build as a team together. And you all
Yep.
are looking at me and you say, when we got so much more to work on besides that. I'm like, but that's what the coaching does. It helps us to see what we cannot see for ourselves together.
Yep.
And I wind up just having to leave it alone. And of
I
course,
do understand.
now I'm in a opportunity, as I've learned, have an opportunity right now to reinvent and to start, not even start over, to start different. Because I realized I spoke way back, I believe that was in March. Like, I wanted to become a speaker. I really
And I told you quit your job.
And so I have it. It's in my hands.
Okay.
So
I told you quit. I remember telling you quit. I sure do. You the first person I ever said that to. No, congratulations, and we all pray for you in the time of your father as well. You are a hard rock and a trooper. We definitely appreciate you. And do me a favor, real quick, Robin. Robin, can you swing your hat for me, real quick? Just swing it. Just swing it. Just. Did she go? Oh, she cut it out. All right, she cut it out. Man, we was gonna see her swing it.
I'm still here.
Okay,
I had to go
swing your hat.
my dog real quick.
Okay, but swing your hat for it. Just swing it. Just swing it. There it is. All right. Okay. Appreciate you. We're going to get Renee here, but hold on real quick, Renee. Let me say something to everybody. People say no 100% of the time when they hear 85% of the information. People say no 100% of the time when they hear 85% of the information. Now watch this. People say yes 85% of the time when they see 100% of the information. That's something I learned in network marketing. I now share it with you. She went and told people 85% of the information, and their program just said, nah, we can't do that. We can't do that. It's crazy. They are professional. Well, anyway, they're professionally rejectors. Okay, they're professional rejectors. Okay, but when they see it and see the change in hers, see the court, they will say, you know what? You get it? Okay, cool. Renee, go ahead.
Okay. I was kind of a little bit feeding off of Robin with the action here.
That's fine.
I have so much love for ATS. I have one challenge with ATS. It is so much value, so much. It's like a full-time university. And now school is back in session with my little people and family. And so I'm trying to pull back and trying to implement some of this stuff because I'm like, it's information overloaded me. I was talking to Law and read about that the other day. I'm like, for me, it's just information overload. I gotta ease up a little bit so I can start implementing, then come back in a little bit, because it's a lot, Antonio.
Yeah, I know it is. Look, we get that complaint. I got 2 minutes. I want to be a good steward of everybody's time, but we get that complaint all the time. And it's the only complaint that we really get. Like, man, it's too much. I can't go back. But let me tell you, I'm not going to say who. Well, I'm going to talk about Gladys Fernandez here for a second. Gladys is here. I'm not going to say who did it. I'll let them say it on their own. It's because somebody told Gladys, man, look, you want some value? Let me tell you. Knock my glasses off. Let me tell you, there is some value over there, right? You get it?
Yeah.
Exactly. And of course, she see such value, right? You get it? I won't say who did it. That ain't none of y'all business, you know. Ain't none of y'all business. But you get the point, though, right? You get the point. I would much rather you complain about me over delivering than me to take your money and under deliver. Please note, now, next chapter, we'll go over auto suggestion. That's where I really wanted to get to. But I had to do all this to tell you that the 6 inches that you have from your left ear to your right ear, is separating you from all your prosperity. I built the foundation, and next week we go to war for prosperity. We're not against poverty at all. We are for prosperity. Appreciate you all. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate. Thank you all. Tickets, you gotta mute everybody. Let everybody say bye-bye. Love you too, Jason. You are the man. You are the man.
Great job, boss man.